My dear brothers and sisters, welcome to this video on how to develop a visioning process. My name is Pablo Jimenez. I am going to be your instructor for this occasion. The Bible addresses the importance of discerning God's vision for our lives and for our ministries. In biblical language, the word vision describes a message from God to God's people, and usually that message is given through a prophet. Proverbs 29:18 is probably the best known text about the topic of vision in the Bible. For example, in the KJV, it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he." In the NRSV, we read, "Where there is no prophecy, the people cast off restraint, but happy are those who keep the law." And in the New International Version, it says, "Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint, but blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction." A clear vision of the divine will for God's people is crucial for any ministry. On this basis, we offer some ideas on how to develop a visioning process. The visioning process is based on the following basic premise. God has created us. God has called us to a specific ministry, and God wants to share with us the divine vision of both what should our ministry be as well as the best way to develop such ministry. The ministry vision is a clear mental picture of the future that God prefers for God's people, based on a clear understanding of the person and character of God. A ministerial vision is a reflection of what God wants to accomplish through us in order to advance God's kingdom. A mission statement is essentially a declaration of the philosophy on which our ministry is based. The mission statement is a definition of the most important ministerial objectives of a religious institution. And a vision statement is a clarification of the direction and specific activities that the organization should try to do in order to develop a thriving ministry. The vision inspires our character, our lifestyle, our way of living in the world. The vision defines how we come to understand how complex is life. It also addresses the meaning and value of life as a whole. The goal of a vision is triple: to satisfy God's will, to satisfy the needs of our organization, and also to satisfy the needs of our people. Although the vision aspires to turn dreams into projects, it shall also reflect reality. Developing a vision is not to dream an impossible dream, but to dream a possible dream, a dream that can become reality. Each vision is specific, detailed, customized, distinctive, and unique to a given congregation or organization. We cannot copy the vision statement of another entity. We must understand the specific vision that God has for our ministry. For this reason, our vision statement should not be the same as others, but different from the vision statements of other organizations and congregations. Although we might serve the same community, each religious institution should try to reach a particular segment of our community. Our work should complement each other, not compete with each other. If all congregations had the same vision, then all local churches would fight against each other for the same resources. We would cannibalize each other. Therefore, to copy the mission statement of another entity is unhealthy. It creates an unhealthy competition where a congregation or organization would seek to defeat another ministry, and this distracts us from the real mission of our organization or institution. Similarly, our vision must have a clear and limited focus. Congregations seeking to implement visions that are too broad simply develop too many projects in too many areas and waste resources with relatively poor results. For this reason, it is best to try to do an excellent job in a limited ministerial area, which is the area of excellence of your ministry. Although the active participation of the pastoral leadership is crucial for the development of the process, a pastor should never impose his or her views upon the rest of the congregation. Effective leaders can explain their vision. They can also explain why the objectives that they seek are desirable, why they are attainable, and how to achieve such objectives. A pastor ought to share her or his vision with the rest of the congregation, knowing that God will use other pastoral and lay leaders to complete, refine, and transform the original ideas. A vision can be implemented only when the people adopt it as their own, convinced that it is God's will for the whole congregation. In summary, it is not enough for the minister to have a clear vision of his or her calling. The vision must be communicated to the whole congregation so that they can own it. At this point, we should clarify that there is a difference between God's vision for a congregation and God's vision for the pastor who ministers to that congregation. Although God's vision for ministerial staff will incorporate elements of the congregational vision, such visions are never identical. The congregational vision is designed for a community of faith in full. Although the minister is part of the congregation, the minister is not the congregation. The minister is not the one who keeps the congregation united. What unites the congregation is their common vision of the divine. The vision provides a common understanding of the present and the future. It must also be clear that developing a new vision always implies changes. The visions inspired by God never lead us to leave things as they are. That is, they never leave us in the status quo. Divine visions are not limited to seek survival. A vision that seeks to leave things as they are without any change or growth is not a vision. It is a death sentence. To start a visioning process implies that there is some dissatisfaction with the existing situation. The vision seeks changes. However, such changes must be acceptable to the congregation. It is impossible to have a vision without risking something important. Risk is a natural and inevitable consequence of the visioning process. Since a congregation may develop opposing views of the future, one of the main risks is the possibility of losing members after completing the visioning process. These members leave because they cannot support the new vision, and therefore they feel that they are in the wrong church. It is not enough to write the vision on paper. It is necessary to implement the vision. Vision is most effective when implemented after a meticulously developed strategic planning process. The vision serves as the focus of the strategy. No matter how plans are developed, the vision should always guide the discussion. Since we are seeking God's will for our organization, the vision does not have to change for the simple fact that the pastoral leadership changes. If the church seeks a new pastor, the search committee must inform candidates of the existing vision, and the new pastor must support the existing vision in order to be able to work effectively in that congregation. In this presentation, we have provided some general ideas about the development of the visioning process. In future presentations, we will explore other topics related to this main subject on how to develop a mission-focused church.